Have you ever felt like life is moving too fast, leaving you behind with a sense of loss, disconnection, or even emptiness? What if I told you there's a simple yet transformative way to reclaim joy, peace, and meaning, even amid life's challenges? In this video, we'll explore how gratitude can become a powerful tool to shift perspective, deepen relationships, and enrich everyday life. Together, we'll uncover the secrets to finding beauty in the simplest moments, creating meaningful connections, and living with a profound sense of purpose. Stay with me until the end, where I'll share practical insights and personal reflections that can help you embrace gratitude as a way of life and truly savor the richness of what's already within your reach. Let's dive in. If you're not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Trust wisely and protect your peace. As we navigate the intricate chapters of life, trust evolves into one of the most essential yet delicate threads that bind us to others. It is the foundation upon which every meaningful relationship is built, the unspoken promise that we place in the hands of another. Trust has the remarkable power to sustain us through life's most turbulent storms, providing the strength to persevere when the weight of the world feels unbearable. Yet, as we grow older, trust takes on a deeper, more fragile significance. It becomes more than just a connection between people. It transforms into a sanctuary for our emotional and mental well-being, a treasure so invaluable that its betrayal can leave us feeling shattered and exposed, like a bird stripped of its wings. With every passing year, our yearning for genuine connections intensifies. The desire to feel seen, understood, and valued becomes an ever-present part of our human experience. Loneliness, often a quiet and insidious companion, whispers to us in our moments of solitude, convincing us that any connection is better than none at all. These whispers grow louder in the silence of empty rooms and unspoken words, where memories echo but companionship is absent. In these vulnerable moments, we may find ourselves reaching out to anyone who might fill the void. The longing for warmth, for someone to share our thoughts, dreams, and fears, is profoundly human. But it is here, in this longing, that lies a quiet danger. Not everyone who enters our lives comes with good intentions. Some see kindness as an open door, an invitation to take without giving. They exploit the generosity of your spirit, feeding off your energy without offering anything meaningful in return. Perhaps you felt it, that sinking realization that someone you trusted was not the safe harbor you believed them to be, but instead a storm in disguise. A kind word, a gentle smile, these can feel so comforting, so real, yet lurking behind them may be motives as cold as winter's wind. The heartbreak of misplaced trust is one of life's most bitter lessons, leaving scars that run deep into the soul. I remember the sting of such betrayal vividly. The person who seemed to stand by me in my darkest hours disappeared without explanation when my skies began to clear. They thrived on my vulnerability, drawing strength from my weakness, leaving me questioning my worth and my ability to judge my character. The realization that someone you trusted has taken more than they ever intended to give can feel like a tidal wave crashing over your sense of self. And yet, this experience is not a condemnation of trust itself. It is a powerful reminder that trust, like love, must be earned and safeguarded. Learning to trust wisely is not about closing yourself off from the world or building walls so high that no one can climb them. It is about cultivating the wisdom to discern who deserves the privilege of your trust. True trust is not blind, it is deliberate. It is bestowed upon those who consistently show kindness, respect, and a genuine interest in your well-being. These are the people who celebrate your successes without jealousy, stand beside you in your failures without judgment, and love you not for what you can do for them, but for who you truly are. Protecting your peace is an act of profound self-love. It requires tuning into the whispers of your intuition, that inner voice that senses red flags before your heart wants to see them. True friends, the ones who are worthy of your trust, will honor your boundaries and uplift you without expecting anything in return. They will never make you feel small for prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. Instead, they will celebrate your strength, your growth, and the light you bring into the world. To trust wisely, you must also learn the art of setting boundaries, a skill that can feel foreign, even uncomfortable, for those of us who have spent our lives giving without limits. Boundaries are not selfish. They are an expression of self-respect. They are not walls that shut others out, but gates that you control, allowing in only those who bring light and love into your life. Imagine, for just a moment, a life surrounded by people who genuinely care for you, who nurture your spirit rather than drain it. Picture the freedom of knowing that you are valued not for what you provide, but for the essence of who you are. That kind of peace is priceless, and it is within your reach. Life is far too fleeting to waste on relationships that do not nourish your soul. The years ahead are precious, a gift not to be squandered on people who fail to see your worth. While the world may often feel cold and unkind, there are still those out there who will treasure you, who will honor your trust, and enrich your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. By protecting your peace and learning to trust wisely, you create space for these authentic connections to flourish. In my journey, I have discovered the unparalleled joy of being surrounded by those who genuinely care. It is a joy that comes not from perfection, but from authenticity, from the warmth of relationships built on mutual respect and love. And though the path to learning these lessons has been paved with heartache, it has also been illuminated by the light of self-awareness and growth. To trust wisely is not just an act of survival. It is a choice to thrive. It is a commitment to your happiness, a promise to your heart that it will be nurtured and protected. As you move forward, may you find the strength to let go of those who do not deserve your trust and the courage to open your heart to those who do. Your peace is your greatest treasure. Guard it fiercely and cherish it always. 2. Stop living to please others. For as long as we can remember, we have been subtly and overtly conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to how much we give to others. From childhood, the lessons are ingrained. Be a good friend, take care of your family, and put others before yourself. These messages carry a beautiful intention, emphasizing the value of love, compassion, and selflessness. But somewhere along the way, these lessons can become distorted, leaving us measuring our value solely by what we do for others, often to the detriment of our well-being. We pour our hearts, time, and energy into making others happy. Whether it's the sacrifices made for our children, the extra hours spent helping a friend, or the countless times we said yes when every fiber of our being screamed for us to say no, we do it because we care deeply. For a time, this devotion feels like the right thing to do. And in many ways, it's love in action. But there's a darker side to this unrelenting cycle of giving. Slowly, without us even realizing it, what started as a loving act of sacrifice can evolve into something soul-depleting. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you're still here with me. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered where the person you once were went? Have you ever felt a faint whisper from deep inside, a longing for the dreams you once had, the passions you buried, the parts of yourself you gave up in the name of making others happy. These moments are not fleeting. They are your soul begging to be seen, begging to be heard. Over time, the constant giving to others without refilling your well leaves you feeling drained, disconnected, and empty. It's as though you've poured so much of yourself into others that there's nothing left for you. And here is the heart of the matter. There comes a moment, a pivotal, life-defining moment, when you must stop and ask yourself, what about me? This is not a selfish question. It is a necessary one. The truth, no matter how long it takes to embrace, is this: you have earned the right to care for yourself. You have earned the right to prioritize your happiness, your dreams, and your peace of mind. For so many years, you've given endlessly. You've given your time, your energy, your love, your heart. And for what? To see others thrive, to lift them, to offer them the stability and comfort they need. But now it's your time. This stage of life is not meant to be spent in a continuous loop of self-sacrifice. It's about reawakening the parts of yourself that you may have forgotten or set aside. It's about rediscovering your passions, reclaiming your joy, and devoting your energy to your fulfillment. The pressure to please others doesn't magically fade as we grow older. If anything, it can become even more intense, especially within families. There are unspoken expectations placed on us to always be the caregiver, the one who holds everyone together, the one who says yes, no matter the cost. But let me tell you something that took me far too long to learn. Love does not mean losing yourself. Love does not require you to erase your identity to meet the needs of others. True love, real, honest love, allows space for you to be your whole, authentic self. You can love deeply, care passionately, and still honor your own needs. You can be there for others without sacrificing your happiness. And your happiness matters. It is not selfish to pursue the things that bring you joy. It is essential. Imagine waking up each morning and choosing yourself, not in a way that diminishes your love for others, but in a way that honors your love for yourself. Picture yourself rediscovering the hobbies and passions you once cherished. Imagine allowing yourself the freedom to try something new, to explore the things you've always wanted to but never dared. This is not indulgence. This is your right. After years, perhaps decades, of pouring yourself into others, you deserve to refill your cup. And here's the beautiful part. The people who truly love you will understand this shift. They will celebrate your newfound happiness because they know the depth of your love. And for those who struggle with this change, their discomfort is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their expectations and fears. Let go of the guilt, the self-doubt, and the fear of disappointing others. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you are no less worthy of care and attention than anyone else. Embrace this chapter as a new beginning, one that is entirely yours to shape. You've spent so much of your life giving, often to the point of exhaustion. Now it's time to give back to yourself. Be as generous with your soul as you have been with others. Feed your passions. Rekindle your joy. Create a life that fills you up, a life that feels aligned with your truest self. Because here's the truth. You deserve it. You deserve joy. You deserve peace. You deserve to wake up each day feeling fulfilled and excited about the life you're living. So stop living for others and start living for yourself. It's not just okay to prioritize your happiness. It's necessary. You've spent a lifetime earning this moment. Now, take it. This is your time. This is your life. And it's time to live it for you. Free. Distance yourself from toxic relationships. Family is often portrayed as the cornerstone of our lives, a sanctuary where we find unconditional love, unwavering support, and a sense of belonging. It's supposed to be the space where we are celebrated for who we are, cherished in our authenticity, and nurtured through life's ups and downs. But what happens when the people we call family, those who are supposed to protect our hearts, become the very source of our deepest pain? This is a truth that is hard to face and even harder to accept. We grow up believing that family ties are unbreakable, sacred bonds that must endure no matter what. Yet, it's often those closest to us who have the greatest power to hurt us. Perhaps you felt it. The sting of a child's dismissive tone, the cutting words of a sibling that wound deeper than they know, or the indifference of a partner that makes you feel invisible, as if you're merely a shadow in their life. These emotional wounds often go unnoticed by others, buried beneath layers of guilt, obligation, and societal expectations. The world tells us that family comes first, and that loyalty to blood ties should always outweigh personal pain. We're conditioned to endure, to excuse, and to forgive, even when it costs us our peace of mind, our self-worth, and sometimes even our hope. So we tell ourselves, this is just how the family is, swallowing the hurt and rationalizing the behavior. We endure their harsh words, their manipulations, and their lack of understanding because we've been taught that this is the price of love. But here's a hard truth that many of us overlook. Family bonds, no matter how deep, should never come at the expense of your happiness or emotional health. A relationship that continually drains your spirit and leaves you questioning your value is not sacred. It is a burden. True family, true love, should uplift you, not weigh you down. As the years go by, life has a way of clarifying what truly matters. Time is precious, fleeting, and far too valuable to spend caught in the toxic grip of harmful relationships. Every day spent enduring the pain inflicted by someone who is supposed to love you is a day stolen from the peace, joy, and fulfillment you deserve. Choosing to distance yourself from toxic family members is not an act of betrayal. It is an act of profound self-love. It's a declaration that your well-being matters and that your needs and happiness are not negotiable. But make no mistake, it is not an easy choice. It may be one of the hardest decisions you'll ever face. Walking away doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you abandon your principles or forget the love you once felt. It simply means recognizing that love cannot thrive in an environment of constant pain, manipulation, or negativity. Sometimes the greatest act of love is to set boundaries, to protect your heart and your spirit from harm. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It's a courageous act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I value myself too much to allow this behavior to continue. And yes, those boundaries may mean letting go of relationships you once thought were unshakable. They may mean stepping away from people you believed would always be part of your life. Imagine, for a moment, the freedom of living without the constant weight of toxic interactions. Envision a life where you are surrounded by relationships that bring you joy, love, and light. Picture the sense of peace that comes when you are no longer walking on eggshells or bracing yourself for hurtful words or actions. By creating distance from those who harm you, you open the door to connections that truly nurture and uplift you. Relationships built on respect, kindness, and genuine care. Of course, this journey is not without its challenges. Guilt, doubt, and even sorrow will visit you as you take these steps. You may question yourself, wondering if you're being too harsh, too selfish, or too distant. But always remember this: your happiness and mental well-being are not luxuries. They are necessities. They are the foundation of a life well lived, and they are worth protecting at all costs. The people who truly love you and genuinely care about your happiness will understand and respect your need for peace. They will support your decision to create a healthier, more positive environment for yourself. Those who cannot or will not respect your boundaries may never have truly valued you for the person you are. As you move forward, give yourself grace. Let go of the guilt that has held you captive for so long. Embrace the possibility of a life free from the constant weight of toxic relationships. At this stage of your journey, every moment counts. You have the right to fill your days with people who see your worth, who lift your spirit, and who offer you love without conditions. You deserve a life that is rich with positivity, peace, and authentic love. A life where your heart is nurtured and your soul is cherished. Family, in its truest form, is not about obligation or enduring pain. It's about connection, respect, and mutual care. And if the people you were born into don't provide that, it's okay to seek those bonds elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, family isn't just who you're born to. It's who you choose to let into your heart. Prioritize yourself. Choose your peace. And remember, you are worthy of a life that feels light, joyful, and free. 4. Stop waiting for recognition. There is a quiet ache that resides in the hearts of so many who have devoted their lives to giving, a persistent, unspoken longing. It's not loud or dramatic, but it's there, a constant companion born of a simple hope that one day someone will truly see, that one day the sacrifices, the quiet acts of kindness, and the relentless outpouring of love will finally be recognized. Maybe you know this ache too well. It's the yearning for a heartfelt thank you from your children, a moment of acknowledgement from a loved one, or even just the comforting reassurance that all you've done has mattered to someone somewhere. It's a hope that feels so deeply human, so natural. After all, isn't it only fair to wish for our efforts to be seen and our sacrifices appreciated? We spend years, sometimes a lifetime, pouring ourselves into others. We give without hesitation, often setting aside our own needs and dreams, all in the name of love. Yet the truth, as difficult as it may be to accept, is that recognition doesn't always come. Life gets busy. People, even those closest to us, can be forgetful or consumed by their struggles. They may not realize the depth of what we've given, the nights we've stayed awake worrying about their well-being, and the countless ways we've shown up for them even when it cost us dearly. And when that acknowledgement doesn't come, it can feel like a knife twisting in the heart. We can feel invisible, unappreciated, and even betrayed. The weight of waiting for recognition can become suffocating, dragging us into a cycle of resentment, confusion, and self-doubt. How can they not see? You might ask yourself over and over. Doesn't it matter to them? It's natural to feel this way, to question whether it was all worth it. But here's the truth. Your love, your sacrifices, and your care, they do not lose their value just because someone else fails to notice. What you've done is real. It is profound. It has shaped lives in ways you may never fully understand. You don't need someone else to validate your worth, because the significance of what you've given isn't dependent on external recognition. Instead of waiting for others to see, turn inward. Reflect on all that you've done with courage, strength, and unwavering dedication. Think about those countless moments when you acted out of pure love, not for the sake of acknowledgement, but simply because you cared. Let those moments fill your heart with pride. This is where true peace begins, within yourself. By releasing the need for validation, you reclaim your power and your happiness. You stop handing over your sense of worth to others and instead find it within yourself. You begin to see that your actions, your sacrifices, and your love already speak volumes. They don't need to be acknowledged by others to hold meaning. Imagine the freedom that comes from letting go of the weight of unspoken gratitude. Picture yourself no longer replaying old sacrifices in your mind, no longer feeling the sting of being overlooked. Instead, envision a life where you feel light, at peace, and wholly present. You already know the depth of your efforts, and that alone is enough. This doesn't mean you stop giving or loving. It doesn't mean you harden your heart or close yourself off to others. On the contrary, it means you continue to give, but from a place of abundance. When you let go of the need for recognition, your love flows freely, unburdened by expectations. You honor your efforts and find fulfillment in knowing that you have lived with integrity and generosity. At this stage in life, your energy is too precious to waste waiting for gratitude that may never come. Why not redirect that energy toward what truly matters? Focus on living fully, on loving deeply, and on embracing the joy that comes from knowing you've done your best. In the end, that's what truly counts, not whether others see, but that you know you've given your all, and that is more than enough, more than anyone could ever ask of you. So let go of the ache, let go of the longing, embrace the quiet truth that your life has been meaningful, not because others say so, but because it simply is. And that, dear one, is enough. You are enough, always. 5. Don't use your age as an excuse not to change. The world has an insidious way of whispering lies to us as we grow older. It suggests, subtly at first, and then louder as the years pass, that our potential is diminishing. It tells us that with every birthday, the possibilities shrink and our horizons narrow. Settle down, it says. This is your place in the world now. The time for transformation and dreams has passed. The whispers grow bolder, convincing us that change is for the young, that our potential has already peaked, and that the best we can do is coast quietly toward the inevitable. But let me tell you something. This is a lie. Age is not a stop sign. It is not the end of the road, the closing of a chapter, or the final version of who you are. Instead, it's an open invitation, a call to a deeper, richer, and more fulfilling chapter of life. As long as you draw breath, as long as your heart beats and your mind dreams, your story is still unfolding. And with that comes infinite potential for growth, transformation, and discovery. Yet, it's so easy to fall into the trap of believing otherwise. Society, and sometimes even our inner voice, tells us that we're too old to try something new, too far along in life to start over, and to set in our ways to change course. How many times have you heard or told yourself phrases like, "I'm too old to learn that," or "It's too late to chase that dream"? Maybe there's a dream you set aside years ago, buried under the weight of responsibilities or fear. Maybe it's learning a new skill, returning to school, picking up an instrument, or starting that business you always wanted. Perhaps it's breaking free from old patterns or mending relationships that you've long avoided. Whatever it is, that little voice inside of you whispers, what if it's not too late? And I'm here to tell you, it's not. That voice of hope, however faint, is the one you should listen to. Because age is not a barrier, it's a foundation. Every year, every experience, and every hardship you've overcome has added to the reservoir of strength, wisdom, and resilience within you. Think about the storms you've weathered, the mountains you've climbed, and the lessons you've learned. These aren't signs of limitation. They are proof of your capability. The courage it takes to embrace change, especially later in life, is immense. But you've already proven your bravery countless times. Every time you faced a challenge, stood back up after a fall, or fought for what mattered, you demonstrated strength that many younger people haven't yet developed. These small, Everyday acts of courage have prepared you for this moment, for whatever new adventure or transformation awaits you. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine standing on the edge of something you've always dreamed of doing. Picture yourself finally picking up that hobby, traveling to that place, or pursuing that goal that has lived quietly in the back of your mind. What would it feel like to take that leap? To step into the unknown with the wisdom and confidence of someone who has lived, learned, and grown? The truth is, the only thing holding you back is the belief that it's too late. And that belief is nothing more than an illusion. Change isn't about trying to turn back the clock or erase the person you've been. It's about taking everything you've experienced, the highs, the lows, the moments of triumph, and using it as fertile ground for the next phase of your life. Your past is not something to discard or regret. It is the rich soil from which your future can grow. It's not about erasing what came before. It's about building upon it. Change is about transformation, not rejection. It's about taking the best of who you are, the lessons, the strengths, the wisdom, and allowing yourself to become something even greater. Yes, stepping into something new can be uncomfortable. Yes, it might even be scary. But remember this, growth has always required courage. The greatest transformations in life happen when we step outside of our comfort zones and into the unknown. Think about all the times you've already done this in your life. The times when you didn't know what would happen, but you moved forward anyway. The times when fear tried to stop you, but your determination carried you through. Those moments are the building blocks of your courage, and they're still with you today, stronger than ever. Age hasn't diminished your courage. It's deepened it. It has given you the perspective to understand that life is fleeting, that opportunities don't wait, and that the time to act is always now. So, stop letting age define what you can and cannot do. Don't let it be a prison that confines your dreams. Let it be a beacon that lights the way toward possibilities you never imagined. Age isn't a limitation. It's an invitation. An invitation to lean into your fullest potential, to explore the depths of your capabilities, and to embrace the beauty of what lies ahead. You are not defined by the years you've lived. You are defined by the strength, passion, and wisdom that you carry within you. The person you are becoming is not constrained by your age. It is enriched by it. As long as you are alive, your story is not over. The best chapters are still ahead of you, waiting to be written. The best moments of your life are still out there, waiting for you to step into them with open arms and an open heart. So try that thing you've always wanted to do. Break the habits that no longer serve you. Chase the dream that still stirs your soul. Age doesn't matter. What matters is the spark inside of you that refuses to go out. Trust me when I say this. The journey has just begun. The time for growth, for joy, for adventure, it's now. No matter how many years you've lived, you deserve to live the fullest, richest life possible. And that life starts today. 6. Don't cling to the past. Memories have a way of embracing us, like the comforting weight of an old, familiar blanket. They wrap us in a sense of security, bringing warmth to our hearts and a bittersweet smile to our faces. They can feel like visiting an old friend who knows every corner of our soul, whispering reminders of times when life seemed simpler, clearer, and touched with an almost magical glow. When the present feels overwhelming or uncertain, it's natural to cling to these memories, drawing them close as treasures from a time when we felt alive in a way that seems distant now. As the years pass, those memories grow even more vivid and precious. They become a link to our identity, a bridge to the person we once were. There is beauty in this reflection, a joy that lingers, a light that flickers even when life feels heavy. But as comforting as these memories are, they also carry a quiet danger. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, back in my day, things were so much better, or longing for the days when life seemed easier, more vibrant, or more certain? Nostalgia can act as a gentle tug, pulling us backward into a time that feels safe. But if we're not careful, it can also hold us hostage, trapping us in a past that no longer exists. The sweetness of nostalgia lies in its ability to remind us of the joy, love, and laughter we've experienced. But its darker side is the way it can blur our vision of the present and dim our hope for the future. When we idealize the past, we risk convincing ourselves that the best days of our lives are already behind us. We start to believe that the magic, the happiness, and the meaning we once knew are out of reach, locked away in a time we can never return to. But here's the truth. Life is still unfolding. It is still moving, still breathing, and still offering us opportunities to discover, grow, and create new moments of joy. It may not look the same as it did before, and that's okay. The present doesn't need to mirror the past to hold its beauty. If we spend too much time looking backward, we risk missing the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. The past is an integral part of our story. It has shaped us, molded us, and taught us invaluable lessons. But it is just that, a part of the story, not the entire narrative. It is not the final chapter. When we cling too tightly to what once was, we close ourselves off from the richness of what is and the promise of what could be. The present may not carry the same faces, the same places, or even the same kind of magic as the past. It may feel unfamiliar, quieter, or more complex. But if we open our hearts and allow ourselves to truly see, we will find that the present is filled with its kind of wonder. It's in the small, quiet moments that often go unnoticed. The first sip of coffee in the morning, the sound of laughter drifting through a window, or the simple beauty of sunlight filtering through the trees. Can you imagine waking up each day with a heart full of curiosity instead of a weight of longing? Picture yourself greeting the morning with a sense of wonder, asking, what new joys, discoveries, and connections will this day bring? What if, instead of searching for the magic of yesterday, you embrace the quiet miracles of today? There is profound beauty in the present moment, but it demands our presence, our attention, and our willingness to let go of the past. It asks us to stop comparing what is to what was, and to see the richness in what surrounds us now. Imagine the joy of rediscovering life's simple treasures, the warmth of a hug, the taste of a home-cooked meal, or the peace of a solitary walk. These moments don't demand anything from us except that we show up for them. They are life's way of reminding us that meaning is found in the here and now, not in the shadows of the past. Let the past be what it is, a soft, loving reminder of where you've been. Reflect on it with gratitude, but don't allow it to become a prison. It is a beautiful chapter, but is not the end of your story. Far too often, we fall into the trap of thinking that the best is behind us, and that change or age has somehow diminished the potential for joy. But life is not over. It is still unfolding, still calling you to embrace what lies ahead. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment forward below to let me know that you are still here with me. The future holds endless possibilities, as abundant as the stars in the sky. These opportunities are waiting for you to take that first step, to let go of the weight of memories that keep you stuck and move forward into the richness of what's yet to come. Life is not about looking back with longing. It's about looking forward with hope. The magic of life isn't behind you. It is always ahead, waiting to be experienced, felt, and lived. Each day is an invitation to discover something new, to savor something simple, and to embrace the person you are becoming. The journey is still unfolding, and the best is yet to come. So, open your heart to the beauty that surrounds you today. You are still capable of so much joy, so much growth, and so much wonder. Don't let the past steal the possibility of the future from you. Life is here. Life is now. And it is yours for the taking. 7. Practice moderation in all pleasures. Life is a magnificent journey, painted with countless moments of joy and pleasure. Each day, we're offered opportunities to embrace its richness. The warmth of a heartfelt hug, the serenity of a morning routine, the laughter shared with loved ones, or the simple delight of savoring a favorite meal. These experiences, whether grand or small, weave together to form the vibrant fabric of our lives, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Yet, as wonderful as these pleasures are, they come with a quiet truth. The very joys that enrich our lives can diminish them if we lose our balance. Pleasure, when embraced mindfully, nourishes our spirit. But when it becomes a routine, a habit, or worse, an addiction, it starts to lose its magic. Perhaps you felt it. That subtle shift when the things that once brought you joy start to feel empty, as though their ability to satisfy you has faded. Instead of uplifting us, these once cherished moments can become crutches, mere distractions from deeper emotions or challenges we don't want to confront. How often do we turn to fleeting comforts, food, entertainment, social media, or other indulgences when we're stressed, lonely, or uncertain? These quick fixes seem harmless at first, even soothing. But over time, they can take root in our lives, becoming habits that fill the void rather than nourish our souls. They offer temporary escape, but leave us feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, and yearning for something more meaningful. I've been there too, leaning on these distractions when life felt overwhelming. But through those experiences, I've come to realize an essential truth. The sweetness of life isn't found in excess. It's found in balance. Moderation is the key to savoring life's pleasures fully, without letting them overshadow what truly matters. It's about choosing joy intentionally, rather than chasing it compulsively. Imagine waking up to a day where every moment feels purposeful. Instead of defaulting to habits that simply pass the time, you immerse yourself in experiences that truly nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Picture exploring a new hobby that excites you, diving into a deep conversation with someone you love, or simply taking a walk in nature, where the rustling leaves and crisp air remind you of life's quiet wonders. These are the moments that stay with us, not because they are fleeting pleasures, but because they ground us in the present and fill us with a sense of connection and meaning. Life is not about endless indulgence. It's about discovering the balance between enjoying its fleeting joys and cultivating deeper fulfillment. Moderation allows us to appreciate life's pleasures without becoming consumed by them. It frees us to invest our energy in pursuits that enrich our souls, strengthen our relationships, and bring a sense of peace and contentment. Moderation is not about restriction. It's a mindful choice. It's a powerful act of self-awareness that invites us to reflect on the habits we've built. Have these habits become distractions? Are they preventing us from engaging fully with the people and moments that truly matter? If so, it might be time to pause and reassess. Life is too precious to waste on habits that leave us feeling empty. Seek out joys that nurture your spirit. Look for moments that inspire growth, connection, and presence. Often, the most profound pleasures are the simplest ones. The quiet satisfaction of reading a book that stirs your soul, the sound of children laughing, or the golden light of sunrise filtering through the trees. These small, unassuming moments hold a richness that fleeting indulgences never can. When we choose moderation, we open ourselves to the full spectrum of life's beauty. We find joy not in excess, but in the intentional embrace of what truly matters. This doesn't mean denying ourselves pleasure. It means savoring it in a way that enhances rather than diminishes our lives. It means choosing to be present, to experience life fully, and to invest our time and energy in the things that bring lasting fulfillment. So, take a moment to reflect. Are there habits in your life that have quietly taken more than they've given? Have they dulled your connection to the world around you, keeping you from the richness of being truly present? If so, this is your invitation to let go of what no longer serves you and make space for the experiences that do. Choose wisely. Choose balance. Allow yourself to embrace life's pleasures in a way that uplifts your spirit, nourishes your heart, and enriches your soul. In doing so, you'll discover a life of depth and meaning, a life where every moment feels like a gift, waiting to be savored. 8. Embrace gratitude and joy in simplicity. Gratitude is so much more than a fleeting feeling. It is a transformative power, a quiet, unassuming superpower that can reshape the way we see the world. Amid our daily hustle, it's easy to overlook this simple yet profound truth. Gratitude can take the most ordinary moments and turn them into extraordinary ones. Yet, how often do we pause, breathe deeply, and truly appreciate all that we already have? Life's demands can be overwhelming, and the rhythm of obligations and responsibilities can drown out the gentle voice of thankfulness that resides within us. As we grow older, however, gratitude begins to play an even greater role in our lives. It becomes a compass, guiding us toward peace and calm even in the face of life's uncertainties. In times of challenge or change, gratitude serves as an anchor, grounding us and reminding us of the blessings that persist even amidst the storms. Imagine starting each day by simply acknowledging the small joys that surround you: the warmth of the morning sun on your skin, the crispness of the air filling your lungs, or the comforting rituals of your daily routine. These seemingly insignificant moments hold a beauty so pure, so profound, that they can transform the way we move through the world. Life is not without its challenges, especially as the years pass. Gratitude doesn't ask us to ignore these difficulties or pretend they don't exist. It doesn't erase the weight loss, the changes in our health, or the disconnection we might feel in a world that seems to move faster with each passing day. These struggles are real, and no amount of wishful thinking can diminish them. But gratitude doesn't deny these realities. It exists alongside them. It teaches us to see the light even in the darkest moments and to focus on what remains rather than what has been lost. Gratitude shifts our perspective. It gently reminds us that even when life feels heavy, there is always something to be thankful for. It might be a friend who checks in just when you need it most, a memory that warms your heart, or the simple joy of hearing a bird sing outside your window. Gratitude doesn't ask us to settle for less than we deserve or to lower our expectations. Instead, it invites us to fully embrace and appreciate the richness of what is already within our reach. There is a joy in simplicity that far outweighs the fleeting satisfaction of material possessions or external achievements. Think of the deep contentment that comes from a heartfelt conversation with an old friend when time seems to stand still and all that matters is the connection between you. Or the quiet satisfaction of creating something with your hands, a lovingly prepared meal, a garden in full bloom, or a piece of art that holds a part of your soul. These experiences are not distractions. They are the essence of life. Nature, too, offers endless opportunities for gratitude. The changing seasons, the delicate bloom of a flower, the rustling of leaves in the breeze, These moments remind us of life's beauty in its most unvarnished, honest form. They ask for nothing from us except our presence. They are life lived in its purest state, and they whisper truths that words often fail to capture. Gratitude, when practiced consistently, not only enriches our own lives, but also deepens our relationships with others. Taking the time to express our thanks for small gestures, for acts of kindness, for simply being seen, creates bonds that are grounded in love and mutual respect. A sincere thank you can open hearts, mend rifts, and strengthen connections. When we express gratitude, we remind others of their value, creating a ripple effect of kindness and compassion that flows back to us in return. This cycle of gratitude is a gift that keeps on giving. The more we acknowledge the goodness in our lives, the more goodness we invite into our relationships and experiences. It's a powerful, silent force that transforms not only how we see the world, but also how the world responds to us. At this stage of life, we are granted a unique opportunity to slow down and truly savor the moments that matter. No longer rushing through endless to-do lists, we can choose to be present, to immerse ourselves in the beauty and joy that surround us. Gratitude teaches us to see abundance where others might see lack. It reminds us that every day is a gift, every moment is precious, and every breath is a blessing. By embracing gratitude, we create a life filled with peace, purpose, and quiet joy. It becomes more than just a practice. It becomes a way of living, a lens through which we view the world. Gratitude allows us to see beauty in the ordinary and to find profound joy in the simplest moments. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 5 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As we grow older, gratitude becomes not just important, it becomes essential. It lays the foundation for a life rich in meaning, connection, and peace. When we embrace it fully, we open ourselves to transformation in ways we never thought possible. Gratitude doesn't change our circumstances, but it changes how we experience them. It helps us see the world as a place of endless possibility and beauty, no matter our age, our challenges, or our circumstances. So, let us embrace gratitude with open hearts and open minds. Let us allow it to guide us, to transform us, and to fill our lives with a sense of wonder and fulfillment. Because when we choose gratitude, we choose a life that is abundant, joyful, and endlessly rich with possibility. 9. Invest in relationships that matter. When you take a moment to reflect on your life's journey, a profound truth emerges. It is the relationships you've nurtured that form the cornerstone of your happiness, growth, and fulfillment. It is the people who have stood by you in your moments of triumph and held your hand in times of sorrow who add depth and meaning to your existence. These connections, built on love, trust, and shared experiences, shape the story of your life, infusing it with purpose and joy. But as life evolves, so too do the dynamics of relationships. Not all connections are created equal, and not all are meant to last a lifetime. In a world where time and energy are precious commodities, it's essential to focus on the relationships that truly nourish your soul. Life isn't about keeping a long list of acquaintances. It's about cherishing those who bring light to your world, those who make your heart lighter and your spirit fuller. Think of the people who enrich your life. Perhaps it's a friend who has always understood you, someone who doesn't need explanations to know what's in your heart. Or maybe it's a family member whose unconditional love and support have been your safe harbor in life's storms. These are the relationships that matter. They are built on mutual respect, kindness, and understanding, and they leave you feeling seen, valued, and deeply appreciated. These are the bonds that deserve your time, energy, and care. Yet, as important as it is to nurture meaningful relationships, it is equally important to acknowledge when certain ties no longer serve your well-being. Some relationships, no matter how valuable they may have once been, can become draining over time. Life's journey often takes us down different paths, and not every connection can withstand those changes. Letting go of relationships that no longer align with your growth is not an act of cruelty or weakness. It is an act of self-respect and self-love. When you release relationships that no longer uplift you, you create space for connections that do. You make room for people who inspire you, support you, and share your values. This isn't about cutting ties out of malice, but about prioritizing your emotional health and happiness. It's about surrounding yourself with relationships that bring you closer to the life you want to live. This stage of life also presents a beautiful opportunity to invite new relationships into your world. Loneliness is something we all face at times, but by stepping out of our comfort zones, we open ourselves to incredible possibilities. Joining a community group, exploring a new hobby, or volunteering can lead to connections with people who share your passions and values. These new bonds can bring fresh perspectives, joy, and a renewed sense of belonging. One of life's greatest gifts is that it's never too late to form meaningful relationships. Whether it's rekindling an old friendship or making a new one, the opportunity to enrich your life through connection is always within reach. Above all, remember that the quality of your relationships matters far more than the quantity. A few deep, heartfelt connections can nourish your soul in ways that countless surface-level interactions never could. Prioritize the people who truly care for you, those who celebrate your presence and bring genuine joy to your life. These are the relationships that will help you grow, heal, and thrive. When you invest in relationships that matter, you honor yourself. You affirm your worth and tell the universe that you deserve love, respect, and companionship that is real, reciprocal, and fulfilling. Surrounding yourself with the right people creates a life rich in warmth, understanding, and shared beauty. A life where every moment feels brighter simply because of the company you keep. As you reflect on the relationships in your life, consider the lessons you've learned about nurturing meaningful connections. Which relationships bring you the most joy? Which ones challenge you to be your best self? And which ones might you need to let go of to make space for new growth? This is your invitation to prioritize what truly matters. Focus on the bonds that uplift you, inspire you, and fill your heart with love. By doing so, you'll create a life filled with peace, joy, and a profound sense of belonging, a life enriched by the relationships that matter most. What insights have you gained from this reflection? What steps will you take to nurture the connections that bring meaning and happiness to your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one lesson or commitment you'll carry forward, and let's continue this journey together toward building relationships that uplift and sustain us. As we wrap up this journey of reflection and self-discovery, take a moment to pause and think about everything we've explored together. From trusting wisely and protecting your peace to embracing gratitude, nurturing meaningful relationships, and finding balance in life's pleasures, each of these lessons is a stepping stone toward a richer, more fulfilling life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from this discussion? What's one insight that resonated with you the most? And how will you bring it into practice in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to see how these ideas inspire change and growth for you. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to leave your comment. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Together, we can continue building a community of support, learning, and inspiration. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.